Without contact, there's no impact. Tony Beckett shared this with me. He's a friend of mine. He's my preaching coach. And he shared this with me, and I want to share it with you because I think it's so good. Without contact, there is no impact. Without contact, there is no impact. For example, a fly fisherman may spend hours in his garage making the most beautiful and exquisite handmade flies for fishing. However, he will never catch a fish in his garage. The fishing is done where the fish are. Without contact, there's no impact. Salt can only do its job when it leaves the salt shaker. Light only makes a difference when it interacts with the darkness. Pointing a flashlight at the sun won't accomplish much. Without contact, there is no impact. For us to be called who we are called to be, we must engage the world around us. We must be seen by others with the goal that people will look to God and give Him glory. So find a way to engage your world. Have coffee with a neighbor. Mail a postcard to a shut-in. Encourage the grocery store worker when you're in line, the postal worker, the health professional. Everyone you see, be salt and light. Be engaged. Without contact, there's no impact. Tony goes on to say, hoping, even praying people will come to church to hear the gospel, while good, is not what Jesus modeled. The majority of His ministry was in the marketplace, the largest mission field in the world, where many of us spend the majority of our waking hours every week. We need to shift the paradigm that looks at the Sunday morning as a stocked pond for the master fisher, also known as the pastor. Instead, our missional mindset needs to view the church as a preparation place for when we will be in the largest mission field of our neighborhoods, shopping places, and workplaces. Folks, as we embark on moving into a new building, we must be careful that our building does not become a monument to Christian busyness. Every night of the week, full of Christian activity that ends up distracting us from our call to go out and make disciples of all nations. Frankly, it's easier to hang out with people that think like we think. It's easier. And while there must be some of this contact among believers, and I believe that, worship services, equipping classes, connection groups, micro groups, those things are very important. And we strategically have them in our church to create fellowship so that we can connect with one another. We must make time in our church schedule and in our personal schedule to go out and reach the lost. We need to make sure that we don't busy our schedule so much that we never get around to making disciples. So what can you do? How can we make this happen? Learn the gospel so that you can share the gospel.